This garage now that we're looking at, probably bigger than the bedroom that we all shared together in one room in New York.
When I was younger, you'd watch these TV shows like Brady Bunch, and you see what the ideal American dream is. When we first came to this country, there was a lot of struggle, and for me, the American dream is the ability to overcome that struggle.
Opportunity is the important thing. That motivated me to come to this country. But when I landed in this country, I thought I made mistake in my life. I cried so many days. I was bank manager in my country. I have lot of employees. They used to do everything. Even my staff would go for grocery. In New York, we used to live one room. One room, just $150 was rent. It was sublet. The landlord does not know that we live there. I work for $2 an hour, $3 an hour. And I sleep 2 hours, 3 hours a night.
He came from Bangladesh, where he was top of his class in one of the best colleges you could go to in Bangladesh. To come from that to then working at a candy store, working at McDonald's, delivering pizzas, doing all these jobs at once, you had to humble yourself. My dad did that. My struggles are different than his struggle. His struggle is, where am I going to get my next meal? My struggle was finding myself the luxury of deciding what my career is going to be. He didn't even have the luxury of that. And same thing with my mom, My mom's hard work inspired me, because my mom was not only juggling between being a traditional Bengali housewife, but she was still working, walking to the bus station every day. She couldn't drive yet when she first came. So she not only had home-cooked meals ready for us every day, but also worked a full-time job. I don't know how she did it. To me, my parents are my superheroes.
We come from a very traditional family household where education is such a priority. When I first went to college, my major was accounting. My father's an accountant too.
Come here, Tash. Come sit.
Shout out to Tash.
Come have some cigar talk.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
This is Tash. He helped us create our sound.
But for the fact that he allowed me to change my major, and he saw that I was really good at what I was doing, I really thank them for that, because they let us be as creative as possible.
If you talk to anyone, especially coming from Indian subcontinent, and they want their children to be the doctor or the engineers or the professor in a university, that's their dream. But we realized, especially me, I think I was a great advocate for that go and do what you want to do, because if you put your mind to that, your heart is set to do that, you will achieve the goal regardless.
A lot of people say you shouldn't work with family because it messes things up. But for me, it's the opposite. I love having my family and friends around.
Show don't get done without paperwork, baby. Bow.
My wife is my business partner. Before being married, I was kind of lost as far as how to run a business, because I only cared about just the creative side.
Can you move this over here?
She tries to think of the budgeting and the money side, all those things. I don't want to negotiate prices. My wife is an expert at that.
Even I am surprised. I am leading 50 people on set. It was I never thought something like that is going to happen in my life.
Essentially, this is a very male-dominated industry, and having an executive female producer on board, it's just very refreshing, especially someone like Poonam, On my phone, I call her the boss. Seriously.
You and I will do the swim together, so we get that, and then we'll do the swim over. I'll lay on the floor and you swim over.
Brandon, can we get her where she stays underwater for longer? Yep. Yeah, because the shot is supposed to be that she stays in for a little bit, and then the bubble shows up and goes to the next scene. So if we can get, I know humanly possible as long as we can. Yep.
When I came in this country, I never thought I'm gonna produce something in media or film. Then Shomi started to work in Karmaloop. Sometimes I go into with him in his shoot, how they make a commercial, how they make a documentary, or how they make music videos. Then he decided to take a break from his job, and he was like, why can't we start me and you can try at least for 6 months. If you can do something, Then we're gonna start to run our production company. If we feel like it's not going to happen or anything like that, then we're gonna stop and he's gonna join the job again.
All right, rolling. Music. Hold on. Cut.
I think we took the best decision that time.
Let's give her a camera. Like he's taking photos.
When you think of being in entertainment, you quickly think New York or LA. If it wasn't for being in Virginia, I wouldn't have found my inspiration, which was Pharrell and Chad. When I found out they were locals, I was like, I gotta go find these guys. I gotta figure out what I could do for them. I don't care if it's bringing them coffee. I finally got my chance when I met Doug Dozier.
Lucid Media, we all started 15 years ago in his bedroom at his mom's house and dad's house.
If you worked with Shomi back in the day, do you know about his little room, 7 Kings Road, back when his brother Tosh, who's famous or infamous, however you ever want to say it, and he would be in the room and she was like, get out of here, and his parents would be downstairs like, who are these people coming over here?
Growing up, I would always see my brother have a lot of music artists come through in and out the house, stay till like 3 in the morning working, and just to see my parents be so supportive of him, that really gave me the courage to actually say, I also can be creative also.
He was just a young guy coming out of ODU, and he had another partner with him named Phil. That was his homeboy, one of his best friends. We linked up because I was doing some work with Star Trek and Pharrell. I had some rock bands and stuff, so we needed flyers.
You know, a lot of people know about that, but those flyers back in the day, we didn't have Instagram and Facebook and MySpace. So you really had to promote with a flyer, a cardstock postcard, to tell people about your album coming out, etc.
Guys like us weren't, computer literate yet. So we needed guys like Shomi and his crew and Elusive Media.
Even though I was still in college with no degree in arts, they just trusted me. I was offering them things that other people weren't offering in the early 2000s, which was doing a website for free or filming them behind the scenes and being able to upload that to the website.
The year 2000, that time when the internet really sped up with high speed, that's when everything changed because everyone was able to, you can transfer music faster, you can do videos, like we were doing like super low quality videos that sounded like you were smashing a tin wall or something, and it was like took like 40 minutes to download, but we were still doing it, finding free hosting with like 50 megabytes or whatever, and then like starting up a different account for each video. Like, we really made it work.
What's up, y'all? It's your man Malice, 1/2 of the Clips, 1/3 of the Re-Up Gang.
Oh yeah, I've known Gene for a very, very long time. I was always around him because of his brother and everything, but we really connected when we both kind of went through like a similar or a spiritual struggle together. Both of us wanted to just quit, just not be part of any of this, and then he came up with a very innovative way to tell his story.
So, like Shomi was saying, we were definitely going through, I guess, a spiritual war. We totally appreciate the culture. We totally appreciate the music and everything that we were into, but we just saw we had to paint both sides of the coin. You know what I'm saying? Shomi and I think it's safe to say we had a cult following on the vlogs that we were putting out. I even remember at one time, I think it was XXL magazine that said I had, I think like one of the top 10 vlog sites, and I didn't even know that's what I was doing. We were just having fun telling our story.
Hip hop changed my life. It's a genre that welcomes everybody, that I grew up loving because it's so gritty, and I could relate to the grittiness living through a lot of the struggles early in my life. I could connect to that.
My dad, he knows what I do for a living, but he doesn't know all of the rapper names. So when he found out that I was working with Ric Flair, he's like, yo, you gotta make me proud with this one.
I get to make a living off of putting cats on faces of people. I'm so thankful that I'm getting to do what I love for a living.